in the world of business, why is it that people hate closers? Now, you got to pay attention because this is an important question and it impacts the way that you sell. I'm Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about closers. Now, here's the thing. One of the reasons why closers are hated is they make everybody look bad. And you're like, yeah, Scott, I get that. But you're like, go down this rabbit hole with me and think about this for a second, okay? So if I walk into a building and I can go sell pretty much everything and everybody else is sitting on their hands, the owner looks around and is like, why am I, wait, huh? Why? And what it comes down to is closers make people, it outworks them, and it shows what the possibility could be, okay? So I'm gonna tell you a story about typewriters. When the typewriter first came out, like mechanical typewriter, one of the trainers said, hey, and this number could be a little bit off. They said there's no way in the world that anybody could ever type over 35 words per minute. Maybe 40, maybe 50, okay? And so this first class, like they had this limited belief and they had this ceiling of saying, hey, the typewriter, whoever's sitting at the typist, the type machine can only go 35 words per minute. So they were limited, okay? And then, so what happened, it was like the next class that went around, a new person came in and said, I'm gonna challenge you guys. I think some of you could get to 70 or 80 words per minute. And some people went up and they hit that number, some people exceeded it. So what this has to do with you in sales is there are times where people are limited and they're thinking, I can only close at 35%. That's as much as this industry can bear. That's as much as can be done. And the closer walks in and you're like, are you freaking kidding me? 35%? I could do that in my sleep. And the next thing you know, they're closing at 70, 80, or 90, and they're making everybody else look bad. So what it really comes down to is they make other employees look bad. And you're thinking like, hey Scott, I never really thought of it that way. And that's cool, right? And most people don't think of it this way, but I've been in a bunch of buildings, I met with a bunch of salespeople, I've had the intimate conversations with other salespeople I'm writing, and I've pulled this out of the conversation. This is really what it comes down to. They show the other person what they're capable of, but the other person doesn't want to do it because they can't close and they're a poser. And so they're looking at that guy and they're like, I gotta pull that guy down and I gotta talk trash on him because he is a closer and he's making me look bad, right? I have heard this conversation before between different people, like they didn't know I was there, and they literally pulled somebody aside and said, hey, you're making me look bad. You know what the closer said? Well, I can't tell you what he said, this is YouTube. I'll tell you it was a pretty good 4-letter word, you know, combined with a few other things, and the closer went out that day and closed a bunch of deals, and that guy who was asking or saying you're making me look bad did nothing, okay? So closers make people look bad. That's why people hate closers, because they show what people are capable of doing, they just don't do it. And when it comes down to, I will promise you this. You think that you have competition. You're like, my competition, oh, I've got competition. You don't have competition. Most salespeople are lazy. I know that's not you, you're watching a video. Most salespeople are lazy. They are inherently lazy. They're price matchers and they're discounters and they don't want to put in the work. So here's my super secret sales tip number 1 for you. Uno, number 1. Put a little bit of extra work in. You will get a couple extra thousand, maybe 10, 12,000, 20, 30, 50, 100,000. I don't know what industry you're in. You put in a little bit extra work, you put in a little bit extra effort, you are going to scoop up a bunch of other deals because the people around you, they create self-sabotage and they are freaking lazy, okay? Put it in the box down below. You seen lazy salespeople and you take up deals from them all the time? Make a note in the box below that I take deals from lazy salespeople. Put it in there. Like, I know you want to say it. I know you do. Just type it in there. I take deals from lazy salespeople, okay? That's your job from here. Now, think about it. Most salespeople are lazy, so they look around, they don't like closers because it shows their capability of what they could be doing and they're not, okay? So you got one thing to do from here. Just one thing. Find the subscribe button. It's in a red box that says subscribe. Now click on subscribe, and then every time I send out a video, you will get an update that says, Scott, Sylvan Bell sent out a video. You should check it out, which you should. We'll see you soon. Aloha.